You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, our very own Anthony Saviello shares the story of a woman who used to benefit from Toys for Tots, women that are now helping others.
Plus, the suspension of the Granby, Missouri police chief now leads to disciplinary actions towards another officer.
And while we are colder this morning than we were yesterday morning, we're going to be warmer today than we were yesterday, and it's going to get a bit on the windy side. Take a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. It's cold. It was chilly last night, too. We were in the Joplin Christmas Parade.
That's correct, Chris.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, feeling it. It's definitely winter is in the air.
It certainly felt like a December night.
A Christmas parade, in fact.
Christmas parade for sure. But I mean, it's supposed to be cold for Christmas.
Absolutely.
You know? Might as well be that way. We are going to be a little warmer today, though.
But we're still in the Christmas spirit because guess what?
We certainly are.
Toys for Tots in Grove, Oklahoma is one of the charitable organizations that's helping to distribute the toy donations. Women whose children used to benefit from that program is now a volunteer to make sure that other families in her area get the Christmas that they deserve. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
Some of these parents, they cry on your shoulder and you give them that love and it's going to be okay. Some of the parents are just, they're broken. And I want them to feel that they're not alone. We're here to help.
Crystal Vaughn has been volunteering for the Marines Toys for Tots in Grove for the past few years.
To see some of these kids come in and their eyes light up because some of these parents, is that they have nobody to take care of their child, so their child is with them and they come in and they shop with their child. And their child is like Christmas.
Starting out as a parent receiving gifts, Crystal was inspired by her daughter, who decided to volunteer.
I was struggling as a single parent, trying to get toys for our kids. When I was told about this program, I wanted to see more information about it. I then started asking a lot more questions, and I wanted to be a part of this.
However, despite the ability to bring joy to families, struggles have fallen upon Toys for Tots this year.
It's so overwhelming. We will take volunteers. We encourage some of these parents to come and help us to get some of these toys over there because it is physical labor.
Not only that, what used to be 3 full aircraft hangars is now less than 1 filled with toys. Despite the struggles, Crystal is determined to spread Christmas joy and leave no child behind.
Don't hesitate. Don't feel bad for asking for help. We're here for you. You just have to fill out that application. If I know you and you need help, I'll help you fill out that application.
Reporting in Grove, Oklahoma, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Grove, Oklahoma Toys for Tots distribution days will be December 16th and 17th.
And again, they're still seeking donations for the 4,000 children and teens in the area. And of course, when you call in your donations here to our Toy Box telethons, or if you donate online, which you can do that anytime.
Yes.
This is just one of the many organizations that can benefit.
Absolutely.
So do what you can to help. We know times are tough. Like, we get it. That story was highlighting it. Times are tough for everybody.
Right.
But if you have the ability to give and help out, it absolutely does. Every little bit helps. Well, every little bit of warmer weather we can get certainly helps, especially considering how cold it is right now. Quick look outside, Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. We've got a few clouds out there, so that's again what we call mostly clear skies. But otherwise, great looking sunrise out there, although it is a bit cold. Looking great from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline, thanks to the coloring in the clouds. Getting some nice colors down here at ground level as well this morning. It is 30 in Joplin, so we've gone up a whole degree. You're probably feeling that right now. just kidding. 25 in Pittsburgh right now, so still a very cold start, a little below average out there. Temperatures will warm, low to mid 50s. Some of us could even make the upper 50s out there. And our winds by this afternoon will start gusting out of the south at about 20 miles an hour. We've got gustier winds on the way. We have got thunderstorms on the way, and we're still watching that potential for some wintry weather this Saturday. We'll look at all of that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Following the suspension of the Granby, Missouri police chief last month, the city council is now taking disciplinary action against a reserve officer. Video released yesterday shows part of a heated exchange between the council and the reserve officer, John Epperson. During the short meeting, it was outlined that Epperson had initiated an investigation of a superior officer. Several minutes into the discussion, Epperson read Miranda rights to Mayor Jamie Conway, but said he was not arresting her. The words escalated between Epperson and the council, leading up to Epperson's suspension.
Are you an employee of the city of Granby?
Are you
an employee?
Stop, ma'am. I'm trying to help you understand. Negative.
She is your
I would
boss.
like to make a motion that we move to suspend Officer Epperson upon formal investigation.
Do you understand that
I have a motion on the floor by Doreen that states that
you just violated my
she is.
civil rights?
Please step back, Officer Deno.
Do you understand that?
Please step back
Behind the microphone.
behind the microphone,
Sure.
sir.
No.
Last month, the council placed Police Chief Rico Enberg on paid leave pending an investigation. The city has not released details of that case. You can see more of the video from Monday night's meeting at KOAMnewsnow.com. Southwest Center for Educational Excellence hosts an open dialogue for superintendents to inform representatives on what's going on in their school district. Recruitment and retention are the main concerns for superintendents. Other topics included access to vouchers and the freedom of students to change districts.
The session starts in January just to kind of lay some groundwork for what they see as the important issues, what we see as the important issues, and maybe find some middle ground to work together to try to help our kids.
For example, my Sonic drinks, I agree with Gray, it depends on how you
Members of both the Missouri House and Senate have already filed bills that would increase the minimum salary of teachers. Up next, studies show more teens struggling with their mental health, and schools are turning to online therapy. And later, giving pets may seem like a good idea for Christmas, but we'll have some tips on what mistakes to avoid before you make that commitment. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
$100 off every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Black Friday super sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Coming up on 7:10 in about 7 seconds. We are looking live from our camera, the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Great sunrise out there, a few clouds. So again, that's what we call mostly clear skies. However, it is cold, and we were discussing this earlier. It's kind of crazy. We are colder this morning than we were yesterday morning, but we're going to be warmer today than what we were yesterday. So gotta love the roller coaster ride. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line looking pretty good out there so far, and not bad from the KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. Our camera 7th and Range Line got another great view of this sunrise this morning. Absolutely beautiful out there. It's sitting at 30 in Joplin, variable breeze at about 3, and it's going to start to pick up as we head into the afternoon. Starting day mostly in the 20s, starting to warm just a bit. Bear in mind our average lows should be in the low 30s, so we're just a little cooler than that, especially say Neodesha Parsons, both at 23, 29 Chanute, Iola, 25 in Pittsburgh, 24 in Miami, 29 in Carthage, and 28 down in Neosho. We get our morning started. Again, a few clouds initially. They clear out. Sunny skies, mid-40s by late morning, heading into the afternoon. South breeze starts gusting at about, say, 20 miles an hour out there, which is going to be nothing compared to the next, heading into tonight and tomorrow. Sunny skies, temperatures about average, low to mid-50s, and out west, maybe even some upper 50s out there. Heading through the evening, clear skies by 10 o'clock and after. Winds out of the south now gusting at 30. But it also keeps us warm outside for where we should be as we go back in the low to mid-40s. As we go into Thursday, I want to mention real quick, those winds start gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour out of the south. So if you're traveling on any east-west roadways, Keep that in mind. By noon, a few isolated showers and thunderstorms on Friday. By 2, a few more scattered showers and storms. They'll increase in coverage later in the evening and into the overnight hours. And in the evening hours, a couple of strong storms will be possible with maybe some small hail out there. Now, as you see on the future track, all of the snow it was showing us yesterday has vanished. However, one of the other changes is temperatures now expected to be much colder on Saturday. As you can see, it's 40s, but we were still looking at holding on to the 50s for a lot longer out there than what's expected now. So we still believe heading into the afternoon, early evening on Saturday, a wintry mix may still be possible. As for our storms on Friday, we have that low end risk right along into the south of I-44. And again, that's mainly for maybe some small hail out there. We'll keep an eye on those for you. Otherwise, tomorrow, 60 degrees, 60 on Friday. Early highs now on Saturday, mid-upper 50s. We're saying midnight, 1 a.m. And then the temperatures thankfully don't plummet, but they'll gradually fall through the day. Upper 20s by overnight, 45 for us on Sunday. And warming back up again Monday and Tuesday, back into the low to mid-50s. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. New CVS price changes could affect the way that shoppers pay for their prescriptions. The company says it's creating new reimbursement models. CVS CostVantage is expected to change its current drug pricing formula and base costs on the amounts its pharmacy pay to get a prescription. The company says the new model will bring, quote, greater transparency and simpler drug pricing to the prescription industry. But it also says customers could see medicine prices rise or fall during the shift in models. CostVantage is expected to launch in 2025. People seeking medical advice from ChatGPT may want to rethink that approach. A study from the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, ASHP, says that the AI tool was only able to provide a quarter of accurate information on questions about medication. Researchers say of the 39 questions asked, ChatGPT answered 10 satisfactorily. The computer bot didn't directly answer the question in 11 instances and inaccurately answered 10 questions, while 12 others were left incomplete. ChatGPT's parent company, OpenAI, says the models are not meant to provide medical information. The ASHP says people should seek medication information from a trusted medical source. And the record number of teens struggling with mental health issues has more and more schools turning to online therapy to help. Fox News correspondent Dan Springer has the story.
On our platform, teens are matched with therapists that can message 24/7 as many times as they want.
Last month, New York City launched NYC Teen Space, a free telehealth therapy service for teenagers ages 13 to 17. It connects teens with a licensed therapist by phone, video, or text. New York City is paying the startup, Talkspace, $26 million over 3 years for the service.
Most teens don't got people to talk to, and they can talk to somebody on an app.
The move is part of a growing trend across the country. According to an analysis by the Associated Press, at least 16 of the 20 largest public school districts in the country are offering online therapy sessions. In those districts alone, schools have signed provider contracts worth more than $70 million. Some teens are embracing the idea.
I think it's going to be beneficial because teens go through a lot of mental health issues, especially being in high school. The bullying or the cliques is it's a lot for people to handle.
It comes as the nation grapples with an ongoing youth mental health crisis. Experts warning of alarming rates of youth depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts that were all amplified during the pandemic as teens increased their social media use.
Social distancing policies and behaviors exacerbated rates of depression and anxiety, which were already rising prior to the pandemic.
Schools are now using telehealth to meet the soaring need. It's especially helpful for low-income students and those in rural areas. There are some drawbacks to telehealth counseling services. Experts say it's getting harder to hire in-person school counselors and psychologists due to the competition. Dan Springer, Fox News.
That's a look at our top Health Watch stories this morning. Coming up, we'll have more top stories for you at the half-hour mark. You're watching the KOAM on Fox 14.
Hi, it's Ron, the Chief Carpetologist at Tyler's Carpet in Neosho.
McDonald's, buy one, get one for just $1. Like a cheeseburger, McChicken, or hot and spicy McChicken. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Raising a family is not easy, and you may not know who to turn to or what resources you may have available. So Michelle Brocksterman and Rachel Harper are with us today to help share what resources parents have access to. Thank you for joining us. So what resources do they have access to?
Yeah, so thanks for having us. So I'm with K-State Research and Extension, and as an extension agent, it's my responsibility to share research-based information and then also resources. And so that's why I have Rachel here today. She's from the Kansas Children's Service League, and she's going to share information about 1-800-CHILDREN.
All right, so what is 1-800-CHILDREN?
So 1-800-CHILDREN is a judgment-free 24/7 parent support line. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it is raising kids nowadays is difficult.
Yes.
And having this resource line, it is a statewide resource to call in and for parents to get that support.
And is it for, you know, newborn babies where you have questions about changing diapers? Is it about kids, you know, that are, how do you deal with social media? Like, what age range are you guys really targeting?
0 to 18.
Wow, okay.
Yes,
the whole
yes.
spectrum then.
The whole spectrum, yes.
I love that.
Yes.
And what has been the response so far?
So the response is really great, especially for you. Parents can call in and get connected to those resources as well as get questions answered. So a lot of the calls that we receive are families that are looking for housing assistance, food banks, childcare, but also those calls that says my baby won't stop crying. What can I do? My 2-year-old is running around kind of crazy. You know,
yes.
What can I do? And so it is that judgment-free support to be able to give those parents that help and assistance, because everybody needs that.
Absolutely, and this is backed by research too. So you have that human element, but also research. Tell us about that.
Right, so the people who are available to answer the phone are trained in
motivational interviewing.
Yeah, motivational interviewing, and then they also have training in 3P parenting, right?
Triple P.
Triple
yes.
P parenting, yeah. So that's also a helpful resource. So there's someone who, if you call, they'll know what to do and how to assist you.
That's great. Okay, and so tell us again, where can people go to find this amazing resource?
So 1-800-CHILDREN, just dial that phone number, 24/7, 365. Wow. There is somebody available to help. There is also a resource database, so that's 1-800-CHILDRENKS.org. And there's also an app that you can download through the Play Store or the Android store.
Wonderful. Well,
Yes.
Thank you ladies so much. I appreciate it. Great advice. And stick around because we got more news coming up right after this.
Feels good to be home. Get a second free. Buy this dining set, get 2 bar stools free. Plus, get a free gift with qualifying purchases only at Ashley.
Well, picking out the perfect present this holiday can be a stressful time, but if you're gifting a dog, animal experts say there's a lot of things you need to know to avoid landing on the naughty pet owner list.
Well, Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez takes a closer look at how you can help your furry friend adjust to their new home.
'Tis the season for gifting, but if the present you're giving your loved ones is of the 4-legged variety, veterinarians say there's a lot you need to plan for, especially when adopting a dog from a shelter. Data collected by The Ohio State University is shedding light on what new pet owners can expect in the first 6 months after adopting a pup.
We tend to see more issues in house soiling, issues with separation and being left alone, and issues with fearful behaviors.
While many of these behaviors got better around 3 to 6 months into the adoption, researchers say it's critical pet owners know what attitudes to expect from their dogs after the holidays are over.
If their dog, say, met somebody and did okay those first couple of weeks, it may not be the same after some time in the household when the dog gets a little more comfortable.
If you're getting a puppy, it's recommended you make time to train and socialize them right away, which can be difficult around the busy holiday season.
Dogs have a socialization period between 8 and 12 weeks of age, so that's when their brain is a sponge.
Besides making sure you have all the supplies your pet needs at home before they arrive, you also need to be mindful of hazardous holiday items potentially lurking within.
Foods that dogs aren't allowed to eat, like that special ham or turkey on the counter, or anything with onions and garlic, wrapping paper and ribbons with which dogs and cats truly like to eat and could result in intestinal problems.
If you want to see if a dog is a good fit for you this season, you can usually foster one from your local shelter before officially adopting. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
That is really something important to keep in mind because
It
you see
is.
those commercials, pets aren't presents.
It's not. It's a huge commitment. It's a lifetime commitment, or at least, 10,
Yeah.
20 years of a
It
commitment.
absolutely
Yeah.
is.
It's like
And
a child.
So, it's one thing for an outside family member to go, hey, I think my niece would like a puppy. Don't do that. But if you're the
Don't do that.
parents, you need to really consider, A, are you going to take care of it? Is your child old enough to take care of it?
Yeah.
Or are they really
do you
going
have
to
the
enjoy
time and
having it
energy
around?
to properly take care of this animal?
Yeah,
right?
or do they simply want it because they saw one and thought
And
it was
they're cute.
cute?
Absolutely.
Because we have plenty of cute stuffed puppies that when they get bored with them, they can be donated to other kids. A real puppy, you can't just donate it back somewhere. You can't take it back to Walmart and get your money back.
All right. Well, coming up, residents in Virginia had a bit of a shock when a police standoff ended with a house exploding.
And we've got ourselves a cold start to the day, but it will warm up. We'll take a look at the temperatures in the forecast when we come back.
High Winds Casino. Instantly win $1,000 cash. There's a winner every 15 minutes from 7 to midnight. Only at High Winds.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:30 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. To make it all work, we rely on a lot of volunteers, including the folks at Abernathy Roofing. One way they help is with the shopping. You'll also find it on our website, and they aren't the only Santa helpers. We sent photojournalist Ty Parks along for a shopping spree with the folks from Miss Stacy's Home and Decor.
I just love it. I love giving back to the community, and this is one small way that we can do that. Well, for me, I have a voice, so I love to shop for girls. So it's just fun, and it's just fun knowing that this is going to somebody who will enjoy it, wants it, needs it. It feels good. It really feels good to give back to just our whole community. So we're very blessed, and now we just want to share that with others. Just that they have a sense to want to be able to give too. It's just there's something about giving to others that just makes you feel good. And I just want our customers or anybody that's watching just to be able to give back and enjoy that feeling of giving back.
You can donate now on our website to help kids in need this holiday season. And due to COVID concerns, a Wyandotte police force was unable to host their annual Shop with a Cop. However, that has not stopped the department from providing for kids in the area. Yesterday, the entire department was on the case, shopping for kids and ordering gifts online. Others spending the day wrapping and sorting toys.
I want to go to some of the families. I'd like to, join with some of the cops to go take these presents to them to see, to make sure that they're enjoying what they've got. And so it makes me feel good. I like doing this stuff.
The department set aside a $200 budget for each child. Along with that, the families will receive a full grocery list of food and $50 certificate for gas. Downtown Joplin was packed yesterday evening as people and floats marched along Main Street for the city's annual Christmas parade. The theme of this year's parade was Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. 99 floats and bands took part this year. You can find details on other area parades on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com.
And we've got ourselves a relatively cold day across the 4 states. Quick look outside the MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Sun is shining, and we do have a few clouds out there, but it's not too bad. Our camera from the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin shows a slightly better view of those few clouds out there. And I got to cycle through this because man, every so often this week I don't have this spot and this thing in the right place. All right, 30 in Joplin, 26 though still in Pittsburgh. But despite this cold start, we are going to be a bit warmer today than we were yesterday. Highs today going in low mid 50s, maybe even some upper 50s out west. We're going to have clear skies. However, south winds start gusting at about 20 miles an hour. And if that's not windy enough for you, it's going to get breezier tonight and into tomorrow. We're looking at some thunderstorm chances. We're still watching Saturday for a potential wintry mix, and we'll look at all of that in the full forecast a little later. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Well, we are learning more about that massive explosion that leveled a home in Virginia after a tense hours-long police standoff. Nicole Sagana reports the deadly blast left neighbors in shock.
The ferocious blast rocked this Arlington, Virginia neighborhood Monday evening. Fiery debris from the two-story home rained from the sky, with flames visible from blocks away. Police were attempting to execute a search warrant after they say 56-year-old James Yu recklessly shot flares across the neighborhood.
A male suspect discharged a flare-type gun from the residence more than 30 times.
Officers tried to negotiate with the barricaded suspect as he was firing gunshots. Suddenly, the ear-splitting sound.
I've never had a sound wave shock like that. I thought something had happened on my house.
We need all fire apparatus so we can get the house that's exploded, I believe.
The suspect was inside the residence at the time of the explosion, and he is presumed at this point to be deceased. Human remains have been located at the scene.
Across the street, business owner Yen Yuan captured the blast on her nail salon's security camera.
You were scared? Yeah, very scared. Very scared.
Neighbors were evacuated and at least 10 homes were impacted, but there were no major injuries. Tonight, bomb technicians searched surrounding blocks for evidence. Police are still sorting through a possible motive. You had previously contacted the FBI through phone calls, online tips, even letters relaying what federal investigators called frauds he believed were perpetrated against him.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A Texas neighborhood turns to a chainsaw artist to help with dead trees on their street.
Plus, again, it's a cold start to the day out there, but it is going to warm up. And we got changes on the way. We'll take a look at that forecast when we come back.
Each day we choose your neighbors, your friends. We are Kansas. Health insurance enrollment is open now through January 15th.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, now 7:38 on this Wednesday morning, halfway through the first full week of December, and it is certainly feeling like December this morning out there as we've been hovering in the 20s for the most part, gradually starting to warm. We do have a few clouds out there. It's our camera on the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin, and that, of course, is what we call mostly clear skies. We are looking pretty good from MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, despite a few clouds, obviously some plentiful sunshine. Getting some great sunshine here from the KDOT camera, 69 and East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. Our camera, 7th and Rangeline, a few clouds visible out there, otherwise not bad. Up to 30 now, so now we're not that far off of where our average low is, but earlier we're in the 20s. Most of us still are in the 20s. Variable breeze at about 3 miles an hour, but it's really going to start to pick up as we head into the afternoon. Still got 23s in Neodesha and Parsons, 29 Yates Center, Chanute, 26 Fort Scott, Nevada, 25 Pittsburgh, Miami, 28 Neosho, and 29 in Carthage. We are going to be cold, obviously. I don't need to tell you that. I don't need to put words on here to tell you that it's going to be cold. It's cold as we start, but we'll gradually warm. Mid-40s by late morning. The few clouds we have go away, and we're looking at sunny skies today. Heading into the afternoon, sunny skies, temperatures at or even slightly above average. We go low mid-50s, and of course out west, maybe even some upper 50s out there. But by this afternoon, our south winds start gusting at about 20 miles an hour. Believe me, they're going to pick up more. But about 20 miles an hour as we head into the afternoon and evening. Because of a south breeze and the sunshine and everything else, we're a little warmer than normal tonight by about 10-15 degrees, going back low to mid-40s. But once we hit about 10 o'clock and points after, that south breeze starts gusting at 30 miles an hour. And by tomorrow, tomorrow, my goodness, it's been a long morning. Tomorrow, south winds start gusting around 40 miles an hour. So if you're traveling on any east-west roadways, especially in a high-profile vehicle, keep that in mind. By noon Friday, we start to see a few isolated showers and storms. By 2, a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms. And as the evening progresses, these will become a bit more widespread across the area. And we could see a strong storm or two with some small hail, maybe some gusty winds, but small hail, the primary concern with any stronger storms. Now, I want to show you this. This is midnight Saturday. 59 in Joplin on the future track. We're looking at highs on Saturday, mid-upper 50s, but that's going to happen about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the temperatures will gradually fall as we go through the day. Now, the future track update has removed snow completely from our area. However, with the temperatures falling, and if this system slows down on its exit, a wintry mix is still looking to be possible as we head into Saturday, because those temperatures will continue to, thankfully not plummet, but gradually fall as we head into Sunday across the area. Quick look at where we are expecting maybe some strong storms. It's going to be right along and south of the I-44 corridor as we head into Friday evening. Now tomorrow, despite the 40-mile-an-hour winds, we're going to be warmer, 60 on Friday. Again, early highs Saturday, temperatures falling through the day, eventually down into the upper 20s. A little cooler on Sunday, mid-40s, and then we start to warm back up Monday and Tuesday, back in the low to mid-50s, and maybe some showers by next Tuesday. And that is a quick check of your forecast. We've got more coming your way, including Americans had a record-breaking spending over the Thanksgiving holiday, but it was not the same story for giving. We'll have details on what that means.
Get something extra this year during the countdown.
Provider about Pfizer's maternal RSV vaccine, Abrysvo.
In Consumer Watch this morning, the Federal Trade Commission is investigating ExxonMobil's plan to acquire Pioneer Natural Resources. Pioneer says investigators requested additional information from the companies in a recent filing. Exxon proposed to buy Pioneer in a $59.5 billion all-stock deal. The proposed merger would reportedly make Exxon the largest oil producer in the Permian Basin in Texas. The FTC could sue to block a merger if it believes the deal would hurt competition. Exxon says it would save billions of dollars by bringing operations to Pioneer's lands. Pioneer says both companies are cooperating and still expect the deal to be completed in 2024. Chrysler is calling back several Ram models. The decision stems from potential issues with high beam headlights and turn signals unexpectedly turning on. The recall impacts more than 142,000 vehicles, including 2023 Ram 1500 and 3500 Classics, cab, chassis, and some 2024 models. Letters notifying impacted owners are expected to be mailed January 17th. Consumers can also contact Chrysler Customer Service or go to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website to find out if their car is included in the recall. Electric vehicles have 79% more problems than other vehicles. That's according to the latest annual auto reliability survey from Consumer Reports. The director of Group's Auto Testing Center says the issue isn't really because the vehicles are electric. He says the problems arise because EVs are mostly new models, and recently introduced car models generally tend to have more issues regardless of what drives them. Car companies haven't had the length of time to work out all the kinks as they have with the models they've produced for years. Aside from that, the Auto Testing Center director says EVs tend to be higher price models with more sophisticated technology features. And so those present more opportunities for things to go wrong. And the Tuesday giving numbers are in, and they appear to be disappointing, yet Americans are breaking records when it comes to holiday shopping. So why are consumers shopping but not giving back? Jen Sylvan breaks down the numbers and what experts are saying about consumer trends.
Are fewer Americans donating to charities? That appears to be the trend according to this year's Giving Tuesday numbers. Giving Tuesday CEO saying this: "We are concerned to see a decline in participation in line with giving trends from the past year. Data shows roughly 34 million Americans participated in Giving Tuesday. And while that sounds like a lot, it's actually a 10% decline from last year," the CEO said. To put that in perspective, more than 200 million Americans shopped between Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. Monday, according to the National Retail Federation. So the decrease in the number of donors isn't because Americans are tightening their wallets.
Consumers are thinking about their wallets very differently.
Holiday spending is surging. Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales broke records this year. Adobe Analytics says $9.8 billion were spent online on Black Friday. That's up 7.5% from last year. In Cyber Monday, sales were even stronger, $12.4 billion, up almost 10% from last year. So clearly Americans are spending, but this year experts say shoppers are being more specific about how they spend.
They're buying things they really care about. So rather than buying 10 t-shirts, they're buying the 3 shirts and the brands they really care about.
While inflation is cooling, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates at their fastest pace in 4 decades. Because of that, it appears Americans are being picky about purchases and spending. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
That's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
High Winds Casino wants to give you
AOAMnewsnow.com to learn more.
A chainsaw artist is turning dead trees into art in one Garland, Texas neighborhood.
Alexis Rainwright has the story.
As the year comes to an end, people in the Western Heights neighborhood of Garland are ready to turn over a new leaf.
There were a lot of dead trees in the neighborhood, and if we could do something about that, and our office suggested trying to put in some tree sculptures.
It's out with the dead, dying, and dangerous trees. Instead, they're branching into a new form of art.
It started off as just something fun to do. It was just a hobby, and then it grew in popularity.
Chainsaw artist Kevin Roach has partnered with the city to help residents go out on a new limb.
I love it. I think it makes our yard look a heck of a lot better than it did than the dead tree stump that stood there 4 feet tall before.
Is a sculpture that tells their personal story, the story of their family or someone they've lost, so it's a memorial or for a pet.
And now several different stories are showcased in the stumps throughout this side of town, like this turtle showing tribute to this woman's pets.
I'm kind of a reptile enthusiast. We've got 2 lizards, and so I said, great, a turtle.
And people who live here?
We have people stop all hours of the day and night, just stop to come and take pictures of the turtle.
I think it's such a great idea. It's just beautiful work.
Are rooting for more.
I would love to have one in my front yard, but I don't have any trees.
Well, it's a Texas chainsaw miracle. That is great. Way to go, Texas. You and your chainsaws making art. Evolving, obviously. No longer massacring.
Well, I mean, they massacred the dead tree.
They massacred.
All right, well, thanks for the useful information, Caitlin. I've got some useful information for you real quick. Let's take a look outside first. Our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. That's what we call mostly clear skies because there's just a handful of clouds, but those will be going away. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline. We got the sunshine out there. It is a great looking start to the day. However, it is quite cold still. 30 in Joplin, 27 in Pittsburgh. We are going to see our winds pick up out of the south today, gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour at times. Sunny skies, though, and temperatures warmer today than yesterday, closer to average, low to mid-50s, and of course, out west, could even see some upper 50s today. Winds again gusting out of the south today at 20 miles an hour. Winds are going to pick up tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures are going to pick up. Rain chances are going to pick up. We're watching that wintry mix on Saturday as well. We'll look at all of that, plus the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Following the suspension of the Granby, Missouri police chief last month, the city council there is now taking disciplinary action against a reserve officer. Video released yesterday shows part of a heated exchange between the council and reserve officer John Epperson. During the short meeting, it was outlined that Epperson had initiated an investigation of a superior officer. Several minutes into the discussion, Epperson read Miranda rights to Mayor Jamie Conway, but said he was not arresting her. The words escalated between Epperson and the council, leading up to Epperson's suspension. The Southwest Center for Educational Excellence yesterday hosted an open dialogue for superintendents to inform lawmakers about what's going on in their school district. Recruitment and retention are the main concerns for superintendents. Other topics included access to vouchers and the freedom of students to change districts. And downtown Joplin was packed yesterday evening as people and floats marched along Main Street for the city's annual Christmas parade. The theme of this year's parade was Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. 99 floats and bands took part this year.
And we've got ourselves a sunny and warmer day today. Temperatures again right around the low to mid 50s, some upper 50s possible out to the west. Sunny skies, winds out of the south gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour. We head into the evening. We're going to stay mild for this time of year, falling back in the low to mid 40s. Clear skies after about 10 o'clock, though. South winds start gusting at around 30 miles an hour. And as we head into our Thursday, warmer 60, south breeze gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour. So again, if you're traveling on east-west roadways, keep that in mind. Showers, thunderstorms for us on Friday. A couple of strong storms possible in the evening with some small hail, 60 degrees. Wintry mix possible as we head into Saturday afternoon. Starting early in the mid-50s, temps falling through the day. A little cooler Sunday, warming back up Monday and Tuesday.
And a motorist stole a Christmas tree tied to the roof of a parked car in San Mateo, California on December 1st.
Security camera footage captured by a business in the Bridgepoint Shopping Center shows a driver in a white SUV pull up next to the victim's vehicle and cut the tree bindings before then placing it inside their own car and driving away. As of Monday, police had not apprehended a suspect, according to local reports.
Now, local news said that according to the San Mateo Police Department, the lot where the victims originally bought the tree gave them a new one free of charge.
Well, that was awfully nice of them, though.
Yeah, what a Grinch, though. Who steals someone's Christmas tree off of their car?
What a load. But at least they got a replacement tree.
That's true.
Thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your day.